Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blame It on the Stars, where we give you an inside look to what's going on in the universe so you can blame your problems on the stars. It is Jade here.
And it's Kara.
And this week, we'll be talking all about Venus entering Scorpio, as well as Mercury entering Libra. But in case you missed it, last week, technically yesterday, if you're listening to this on the Monday that this episode comes out, Libra season began. So if you want to know more about what's in store for Libra season and miss that episode, definitely check out last week's episode before diving into this one.
And just to give you a heads up, next week we will tell you everything that you need to know about the solar eclipse in Libra and Jupiter retrograde.
And with that being said, let's dive into the episode. So Venus technically already entered Scorpio again, depending on if you're listening to this on the Monday it came out, then we can say a few hours ago. But if you're listening to this later in the week, Venus entered Scorpio on Sunday, September 22nd at 10:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And per usual, the date and time are from the website astroseek.com. What you need to know. When Venus is in Scorpio, when it comes to our relationships, since Venus rules relationships, we tend to be more focused on building deeper, more meaningful connections and strengthening the existing relationships we have in our life, whether that means coming forward in a more authentic and sincere way or just having more difficult conversations.
How this affects you. While Venus is in Scorpio, you might feel more drawn to dive deep into your emotions and figure out what really matters to you. It's a good time for self-reflection, trusting your gut, and focusing on what brings you a sense of emotional security in your life. This is a good time to understand your own needs better and to embrace feelings of closeness with others.
So why this matters? Scorpio's influence on Venus is going to really enhance your ability to be resilient when it comes to any challenges that might be showing up in relationships. Just as, by nature, when we're confronting any underlying issues, there can be some challenges with really staying through and seeing an end and finding an answer and an outcome. So Venus in Scorpio is going to allow you to really work through any of those challenges that might show up in your relationships so that you can have a stronger relationship that can endure pretty much anything.
Something you might not know is that Venus is in detriment in Scorpio, meaning it's not able to be itself fully and it's not able to express its energy in a way that feels natural. So you might find that your emotions are really intense and that it can be challenging to either open up to others or trust others during this time. However, it does make it a good opportunity to sort things out and work on overcoming these difficulties.
If you're wondering how long this transit will last, Venus will enter Sagittarius on October 17th at 3:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you have between September 22nd and October 17th to experience Venus in Scorpio.
And per usual, certain signs will be more affected than others. The signs that are the most affected by Venus in Scorpio are Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius placements. By placements, we mean Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, or Mars placements only.
And since this is a Venus transit, there are two rising signs who are more likely to find love. Those will be Taurus rising, since Venus will be in the 7th house of relationships, and Cancer rising, since Venus will be in the 5th house of romance, and that is a rising sign only. Now, there are some key dates you're going to want to pay attention to. These are the aspects that Venus will make while it moves through Scorpio. The first one is going to be October 4th. Venus will trine Saturn. This is a really good day for strengthening those relationships. In general, Venus and Scorpio can allow for more opportunities to build stronger, more long lasting connections. But with the added help of Saturn with a positive aspect, there's a greater focus on strengthening your commitments to people and to really foster long-term stability in your relationships.
And then on October 8th, Venus will be trine Mars. This aspect is going to bring about a very passionate energy, making it easier to work together with others and to pursue things that you enjoy. It's a good time to collaborate and to spend time with others.
Then on October 14th, Venus will be opposite Uranus, which can bring some unexpected changes or surprises in our relationships. I also want to call out that Venus does rule over our finances in addition to creativity as well. So that's just something to keep in mind if there's suddenly unexpected charges that need to be dealt with or bills that need to be attended to. That's just something that might show up on this day. Outside of that, it's just going to be important that you are adaptable and open-minded when it comes to any other unexpected shakeups in your relationships that might happen on this day.
And then on October 15th, Venus will be trine Neptune. This will enhance your creativity and intuition. This is a good time to start any artistic projects or to explore your spiritual and emotional side. You might feel more in tune with your inner self. It might be easier to express your ideas and connect with what inspires you.
And then lastly, on October 17th, Venus will sextile Pluto, which again is just really going to continue to deepen any bonds that you have. However, since Pluto is the planet of rebirth, there can be some transformative experiences that you might go through on this day that can help you blossom into a new you. So the next thing that happens in astrology is Mercury entering Libra. This will happen on September 26th at 4:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know is that when Mercury, the planet of communication, enters the sign of Libra, your communication tends to shift more towards finding harmony and being more diplomatic. So this is a time for balanced thinking, weighing out the pros and cons, and pursuing fairness when it comes to making decisions.
How this affects you. While Mercury's in Libra, you're going to be more focused on creating peace and fairness in your conversations. This is a good time to resolve any conflicts that might arise, negotiate, and collaborate with others. Libra energy also has the ability to see things from multiple perspectives, so it will be easier to consider different viewpoints during this time. This can really help you understand where others are coming from and to find balanced solutions for any challenge that might arise.
So why this matters: when Mercury is in Libra, you're going to become aware of different social dynamics and the importance of cooperation. This is a transit that supports building stronger relationships through really clear and considerate communication. It's definitely a time to really emphasize fairness in all of your conversations and just always seek to find a happy medium when it comes to dealing with conflict.
Something you might not know is that Mercury in Libra can enhance your persuasive abilities and place more of a focus on your social life. This makes it a good time to advocate for yourself, whether you're giving a presentation at work, negotiating with others, or speaking up for yourself in a meeting. You might find it easier to get your point across and to build strong connections with others.
If you're wondering how long this transit lasts, you'll have between October 13th and September 26th to experience it, because on October 13th, Mercury will enter Scorpio at 3:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And again, certain signs will be affected more than others. The signs that are most affected by Mercury and Libra are Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn placements. By placements, we mean Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, or Mars placements only.
Now, there are some key dates you're going to want to pay attention to. The first is on September 29th. I'd argue you will probably feel this one quite a bit. Mercury will be conjunct the South Node and opposite the North Node. So on this day, you're more likely to be really reflecting on past ways you used to communicate with others, and maybe recognizing if there's any old patterns that you might still have that are showing up in your conversations and the way you're interacting with people that you feel you might need to release. This is also a day where you are encouraged to embrace new ways of connecting with other people, whether that be how you physically in person spend your time with them, ways that you meet new people, or just how you are communicating in conversation, whether that be over text or in person.
And then on October 6th, Mercury will be square Mars. This can lead to potential conflicts and misunderstandings because Mars can be a very intense and quick energy. So it's really important that you stay calm and take a second to pause before responding so that you're able to choose your words carefully. This can help balance out the impulsive energy to prevent saying something that you don't mean.
Then on October 8th, Mercury will trine Jupiter, which will encourage expansive and optimistic thinking. This is a really good day for learning, for teaching, for just in general broadening your horizons, whether that means learning a new skill, taking on a new perspective that maybe you haven't considered before, or just hearing a different point of view and understanding how that can inform your own point of view. In general, you're feeling very optimistic on this day.
And lastly, on October 13th, Mercury will be opposite Pluto. This again will bring up deep and transformative conversations. Oppositions can bring up two very different contrasting energies. So you might need to find a balance between wanting to open up, be vulnerable, and share things about yourself with others, and wanting to keep things to yourself.
And that is it for this week's episode. Next week, we'll be talking all about the solar eclipse in Libra as well as Jupiter retrograde. So if you want to know more about those two transits, then make sure wherever you're listening to the podcast, you're subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when we post next week. But until then, that is all for now, and we'll see you all next Monday.